This is day 4 of the Strengthening Your Marriage Challenge, and this is an important day. This is the listening test. The listening test. Sometimes do you wonder in our culture who's really listening to each other? I mean, there's so much interrupting, dominating, instructing, controlling. There's a lot of things that happen in a conversation, and we all know communication is tricky. With communication, there's what you intend to say, what you actually say, what the other person hears, and then how they process what they hear. Think about all the ways that it could go astray. But in a marriage, that's where we want the greatest listening. You want to offer listening in marriage that's different than any other context. Why? Because when you listen well, the person's going to feel loved, cherished, important. Now let's think through communication and how we can improve with our listening. Here's a couple mistakes that I've made in marriage. First of all, I'm very cognitive and I'm thinking, and so I've been slow for a lot of years to really enter in. My goal in listening for many years was to understand Lori, to hear what she's saying, to comprehend it, and then to usually offer a solution. A logical, well-intentioned solution, and that's not what she wanted a lot of the time. She just wanted me to listen and understand, be in her shoes, and care and show emotional support. For a lot of guys, emotional support is not our first instinct. We're trying to solve things and move on, and that's just not going to work with communication. Imagine how many relationships overall would be improved if we, instead of trying to solve, lean into understanding. Make understanding the primary goal. If you really understand someone, then there's going to be a connection, and then walking forward together in a solution is going to flow so much more naturally. So that's one of the mistakes I made. Here's a helpful thing. When someone shares, then you can respond by saying, "This is what I'm hearing," and then repeat what you think you heard that person share. And when your spouse says, "No, actually that wasn't it," just take that humbly. If they say, "Yes, that's exactly what I meant to say," then great, we've got some progress, we're moving forward. When you listen, try to listen with your eyes, your ears, your mind, and your heart. It's not just your ears and your mind, it's also your heart and your eyes. As the years have continued in our marriage, I've tried, it's a learning process, to be a little more tuned in to Lori's nonverbals, to her tone. When she comes to me now and says, let's say it's dinner time, what if we had this? And she'll bring one suggestion, and then she'll name a couple others afterwards, and she's less excited about the following suggestions. Now in the past, I've just been quick to say, "Oh yeah, I like that third option." And really, I wasn't listening, because when she said the first suggestion, she said it with her whole heart, and then the others she wasn't as excited about. Now we kind of have a joke, but I just say, your first suggestion sounded great. That first suggestion was outstanding. Let's go with that. And it's amazing how many times that fits. So learning, what's really being said. When you listen with your heart, it's more than just your ears. When Lori says, "I'm fine, that's fine," and I hear that tone, I know that even though my ears and my brain is saying, "I heard that's fine, she said that's fine," my heart is saying, "She isn't saying it's fine. We need to talk about this, and I need to make some changes." Listening, at the heart of listening, what you're really communicating is, "You're important to me. I want to know you better. I want to be close to you. I want to understand you." And when that happens in marriage, it's golden. It is golden. When it's missing, there's isolation and pain and disappointment. So make it your goal to listen well. And when you listen, it might mean slow to speak, quick to listen. I'm extroverted. I am quick to speak, slow to listen naturally. So I've got to shift. We've got to be quick to listen. And that might mean ask questions, draw someone out, and value what they value. That's all part of good listening. The listening test is tough. I tell you, this is one of the hardest for me. But that's why I'm passionate to share it with you. And I hope you enjoy your time together, discussing it and listening to each other.